Question number 14 looks confusing. It asks us to write x squared plus 10x plus 29 in the form of x plus a inside brackets squared plus b. Now this is a question you're going to have to get used to the look of. This is a completed square. This is a completing the square question. This is a quadratic expression and we want to put it in this form. It's just another way of writing this. So we are going to do that using a few steps, and they are pretty simple to remember actually. So you're going to write down the bracket and put the x in the place and the same as in where it says the form there, always just an x that goes there. Then you're going to look at this next term, the x term that you've got here. Well, we've got a 10x, so we're going to half that number, always half that number, and it's a positive 10, so it's going to be a positive 5 that's going in the bracket. And then we're going to close the bracket and square it. The next step is to look at the number you've got here, which is 5, and then square that and take it away on the outside of the bracket. I'll show you why in a second. And then you've got the plus 29, which you add on. Okay, as long as you remember to do all those things, you can then simplify this bit, which will be x plus 5 inside the bracket, square that, and plus 4. And there's your answer. That is your answer in the form of what they want it, a completed square. A is the 5, B is the 4. Sometimes I might ask you for that, in which case you put those as your answers. But this one asked for the expression in the form that it asked for, completed square. Let's write that down in our answer space. X plus 5, x plus 5 squared plus 4. Now it works because if you were to think of just this part in isolation, the x plus 5 squared bit, that means x plus 5 multiplied by x plus 5. And if you were to multiply that out, and I'll use a grid to do that, it's my favourite way of doing this, x plus 5, x plus 5, we would get the x squared part of the expression, check. We would get plus 5x, and we'd get plus 5x, check, because they add up to make 10x. But we'd get this plus 25. If we had that in there, it wouldn't make this expression the same thing. So we have to take away 25 on the outside of our bracket here to make it equal, and it balances up and it's all good. So there's our answer for 3 marks. Nice and easy 3 marks at this stage of the paper, because it's something you can always do and you can always work out that. Now this bit you don't have to show, that was just me showing you why it works. B is even easier. It's always the same about the turning point of the graph. The turning point of the graph is now based on the completed square that you've got. So if we look at the completed square up here, we've got x plus 5. Now if you're going to make that bracket equal 0, nothing, you'd have to use the value minus 5 in place of the x. So minus 5 is what goes here. Always think about making this bracket equal to nothing. And then that would be the value of the x coordinate for the turning point of the graph. And the number here, 4, is what the y value is. So 4 goes there.